Hello, this is Nancy Leonard, Senior Partner at Leonard & Associates. Today I'm going to talk about Contract Law 101. Let's start by talking about what is a contract. A contract consists of 3 criteria. Number 1, there must be an offer, a proposal that is made. For example, I will do or pay something if you do or don't do something. That's an offer. Number 2, there has to be acceptance. The offer has been accepted. And this can be handwritten, oral, or even a handshake. And number 3, there needs to be consideration. In consideration for X, I will do Y. Something is exchanged between the parties. Often it's money for products or services, but it doesn't have to be. A bargain is struck, and this is between 2 or more parties. It doesn't have to be fair. Negotiations are not required. Parties do not have to have read the contract for it to be binding, and most contracts do not have to even be in writing. It does not even have to always be signed. For example, when you go on the internet, often you've had to sign by just clicking on a button that you accept the terms and conditions of that site. That's called an end user license agreement, or EULA. And all you had to do was click on a button to say that you accepted those terms. Airline ticket terms. A contract's formed when you purchase the ticket. Doesn't mean that you've read those contract terms. It doesn't mean that you have acknowledged that you've read them, but you've purchased a ticket, and that means that you've accepted those terms. So what are the components of a contract? Well, who are the parties? That's the first question. Who are the parties to the contract? That's important to identify. What are the rights and obligations of the parties? What are the expectations of the parties? Who's supposed to do what? Where will the contract be performed? Is this even relevant? If it matters, it should be documented. When must the contract be performed? Is there a specific time period, or is this an ongoing contract? Is it renewable? Does it renew automatically, or are there conditions to renewal? Are there specific deadlines or milestones for deliverables? Why? What is the general goal of this contract? What's the purpose of it? How? What is the method to perform under the contract? If it is important to the parties, how much is paid and when? What if something goes wrong? What happens on breach of the contract? What are your rights to sue or terminate? What kind of notice is required, and what kind of opportunity to cure that breach is there? What remedies are there available if there is a default? There must be a meeting of the minds in order for a contract to occur. A contract is a meeting of the minds between 2 parties or more that must intend to enter into that contract. If it's a business transaction with specific goals and intentions, those must be stipulated in the contract. Parties must have a clear sense of the goals they want to accomplish. Negotiate the contract so that your needs and goals are met. Some typical terms are in a contract are: who are the parties, when does the contract commence and end, how is it renewed, what are the various requirements or obligations of each of the parties, what's the timeline required for each obligation, what constitutes a default by a party, what notice and chance to cure a default is going to be given, when there is a breach, what rights does the other party have, and what state's laws govern that contract. All of those are some of the typical terms that you're going to find in most contracts. So in conclusion, contracts are really important legal and business documents. It's really important to read the fine print. Contracts can be critical to the success or failure of a business. Contracts should be drafted and reviewed and negotiated by experienced business attorneys. We're here to help. This is again Nancy Leonard at Leonard & Associates. My phone number is 215-392-0030, extension 101. My email and website are up on the slide, and I look forward to hearing from you and hope that you have a great day and enjoy this presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and again, have a great day.